Good morning all. Welcome to today's session. I am Dr. Sheila Bijalwan, Assistant Professor at Swami Rama Himalayan University, and this lecture is a part of our online course on financial institutions and market. In this session, we are going to explore a critical institution that play a foundational role in a nation's progress. That topic is development banks. Understanding what development banks are, their purpose, and their contribution to Indian economic development is essential to grasp the broader structure and functions of our financial system. It is very important to know about it. Let's begin by first understanding the basic idea behind a development bank. Unlike commercial bank, the focus on profit-driven lending and offer majorly short to medium terms loan, development banks are special financial institutions established with the primary purpose of promotions economic development. Basically, these banks are for the development of various sectors of Indian economic development. These banks provide long-term financial assistance for investment in projects that may not attract immediate commercial return but are essential for national development. This includes sectors like infrastructure, heavy industry, agriculture, and small and medium enterprise, which are often underserved by traditional banking institutions. Development banks are not merely lenders, they are partners in the development of our economic system. They undertake the responsibility of channelizing capital into areas that are strategically important for a country's socio-economic advancement. They work closely with government policymakers, entrepreneurs, and other financial institutions to design financing models that cater to development needs rather than mere profitability. Now, what exactly are the core objectives of our development banks? Their primary objective is to promote balanced economic growth. They aim to reduce regional imbalances by financing projects in underdeveloped areas, thus ensure that development is not restricted to urban center or a specific industries belt. They also focus on creating employment opportunities by supporting labor intensive industries, assisting small and medium enterprises, and fostering entrepreneurship. Development banks promote inclusive growth by making credit accessible to sectors like agriculture and rural development, which are vital for a country like India, where a significant portion of the population still depend on agriculture for livelihood. Another critical objective of development bank is to support the growth of infrastructure sector. Infrastructure sectors such as road, power plant, ports and telecommunication form the backbone of any economy. However, these projects require huge capital investment and long gestation period. Development banks step in by providing the necessary long-term funding that commercial banks are often unwilling or unable to provide. They also play a role in promoting export and import activities by offering financial assistance and advisory services to companies looking to expand their presence in international market. Let us now look at how development banks have shaped the Indian economy. Since the independence, India has been focused on planned economic development. The development banks have been instrumental in this mission. The Industrial Finance Corporation of India, or IFCI, was the first development bank established in the year 1948. It is the well-known bank in the Indian sector. Its purpose was to provide medium and long-term financial assistance to the industrial sector. Later in 1964, the Industrial Development Bank of India, well known as IDBI, was established to serve as an apex institution for coordinating and supplementing the efforts of all other financial institutions working in the field of industrial finance. Over the year, several specialized development banks emerged to address the unique needs of different sectors in our country. One such institution is known as NABARD. The full form of NABARD is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, which was established in 1982. NABARD play a vital role in promoting rural prosperity by extending credit to agriculture and allied sector, rural infrastructure and institutions working in rural area. It also supports self-help groups and farmer cooperatives to empower communities at the grassroots level. Similarly, the Small Industrial Development Bank of India, which is also known as SIDBI, was set up in 1990 with a focus on financing and developing the micro, small and medium enterprise sector. This sector is often called the backbone of the Indian economy as it contributes significantly to GDP and employment. A Small Industrial Development Bank of India offers various financial products like advisory services. It promotes technological adaptation to help small businessmen become more competitive. For boosting India's international trade, the Export Import Bank of India, known as Exim Bank, was established in 1982. It promotes export and import by offering financial assistance to Indian exporters and importers and help Indian companies establish their presence in overseas market through joint venture and strategic alliances. Another key player in infrastructure financing is the Infrastructure Development Financial Corporation, or well known as IDFC. Infrastructure development requires a different kind of financial architecture, longer repayment period, higher capital outlay and multi-party coordination. Institutions like IDFC are designed to handle the complexity of such projects and help create the physical framework that support economic activities in our country. The contribution of these development banks go far beyond providing finance. They are also conduct research, offer technical assistance, create developmental models and act as policy advocates for the government. For instance, NABARD often collaborate with the Reserve Bank of India and state governments to design and implement rural development policies. Small Industrial Development Bank of India too work closely with industry association and ministries to address the policy and regulatory needs of small enterprises. While development banks have certainly played a vital role in India's progress, they have also faced different kind of challenges such as non-performing asset, political interference and operational inefficiencies have at times hampered their effectiveness. In response, many of these institutions have undergone restructuring and some have even been converted into universal bank. For example, the well-known Industrial Development Bank of India was transformed into a commercial bank in the year 2000 and its development functions were separated or merged with other financial institutions. These changes reflect the evolving financial landscape in India, where the lines between traditional role of banks are increasingly blurred. Yet the core need for development banking remains the same. As India aspires to become a $5 trillion economy, the demand for long-term finance for infrastructure, green energy, education, healthcare and rural development will only grow. Climate change, urbanization and digital transformation are presenting new developmental challenges and development bank must adapt to these priorities. There is growing emphasis now on sustainable development finance, where economic growth must go hand in hand with environmental protection and social equity. Globally, too, development banks such as the well-known World Bank, Asian Development Bank and African Development Banks are stepping up to support developing nations in achieving the sustainable development. India development banks are increasingly collaborating with these international financial institutions to co-finance projects and share best practices. In conclusions, development banks are not just financial institutions, they are strategic instruments for national development. They fill critical gaps in the financial system by providing long-term developmental finance that commercial institutions typically avoid. Their contribution to industrialization, infrastructure building, rural development and entrepreneurship have made them essential to India's growth story. As we move ahead in this course, you will see how development banks interact with other financial institutions and market, shaping the ecosystem in which financial decisions are made and development goals are pursued. Thank you for joining me in the today's session. In the next lecture, we will continue to explore the broader landscape of financial institutions and understands how they collectively support economic development. Until then, keep reflecting on how finance serves as a powerful tool for progress. Thank you.